Good evening once again. We start with some breaking news out of Floyd County, where there's been a multiple car crash. The Middle Creek Volunteer Fire Department is on the scene of the crash involving several cars on Kentucky 114 in Floyd County. Officials say there are injuries. We do not know how serious. Drivers in the area should expect delays, and at last check, the roadway was still closed. We'll of course update you on this as we get more information. The deadline to register to vote in this year's primary election was 4 o'clock this afternoon. WYMT's Dakota Makris tells us what we need to know heading into the election, now less than 1 month away.
Nearly 20,000 people in Perry County are registered to vote, and multiple offices are up for election. Perry County Clerk Wayne Napier says his office is expecting a large turnout for the primary election.
I think we will, because PVA, John Frank Gross retired, and that's going to be a new position up there. There'll be a lot of people out for that. And the jailer's race, as you know, the jailer passed away a few years ago. Seeing
a mix of people who want to vote in person and by mail, Napier says he does not expect early voting to be as busy like in previous years.
We had a number of people coming in here because of the COVID and everything. It's I couldn't imagine it being like that again, because everybody wanted to vote early.
There are 4 county-wide voting locations. For example, if you live in Leatherwood, you could drive to Chavy's and vote.
A lot of the other counties are just setting up county-wide centers, but we still have quite a few precincts, and then we have the 4 centers, so hopefully that'll help people.
Napier says his office has new voting machines.
If anybody would like to come in, maybe practice on it before the election, they're more than welcome. We have it set up in the voting room upstairs.
The primary election is Tuesday, May 17th. In Perry County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, in-person early voting is May 12th through the 14th at the courthouse. As the May primary and traditional yard sale season quickly approaches, Kentucky transportation officials want to remind Kentuckians that non-permitted signs and other items are not allowed along state-maintained right-of-way areas. Signs and items can create hazards by blocking sight distance or distracting drivers, particularly at intersections. It is illegal to attach signs to stop signs, highway markers, or any other road signs, and will be removed when they are found. Officials say highway signs and items can be approved through a permit process. Tomorrow is the deadline for Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron to respond to a motion for a temporary restraining order in connection to a lawsuit over Kentucky's new abortion bill. Planned Parenthood filed a lawsuit and a motion after the passage of House Bill 3, which limits abortions in Kentucky after 15 weeks. Abortion providers in the state say the legislation is so broad it effectively ends abortion in Kentucky. The judge in this case says she is taking the motion under immediate consideration, and Cameron and other defendants have until noon tomorrow to respond.
Continuing to watch showers diminish this evening around the area. However, plenty of cloud cover will stick around as we head through the nighttime hours. Outside right now, you see it, high 64 at Moorhead. Those clouds getting ever darker, as maybe we're trying to sneak a little sunshine out there, but few and far between. Mountain Parkway at Slade, still overcast there. The road still drying out. Highs today, highs, right? Mid-50s in some spots. Middlesboro 56, Harlan 53. Everybody else, most everybody else, in the 40s. We remain there this afternoon, even a few upper 30s this evening. Pine Mountain and Wise, satellite and radar, we're slowly working the clouds out of here, but they'll be with us tonight. Mid-30s, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies as we slowly clear out later on tonight. I'll have the very latest on when we could see even warmer temperatures coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. We are getting a new look at a Powell County robber who was said to have a weapon. Stanton police shared this picture last night. They say the man robbed the Stanton Shell around 2:30 Friday morning and then ran off. Police also posted surveillance video from the Shell Mart on Facebook. They say the man was at the store without a mask before the robbery. If you recognize this person, you should call Stanton Police. Kentucky highway fatalities increased around 3% in 2021 compared to 2020. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's Office of Highway Safety and Kentucky State Police say 806 fatalities were reported in 2021. Of those fatalities, around nearly 55% were not wearing a seatbelt. Preliminary numbers indicate there have been approximately 175 roadway deaths this year, which is down 16 compared to the same time last year. Last year, we shared with you the story of Barry Eastep, a Pikeville man who got a second shot at life because of an organ donor. Today, as Pikeville Medical Center took a pause to give life, Barry was there again. WYMT's Buddy Forbes tells us why he wants to share his second chance a second time.
Just a moment to pause for the clock. A clock that is still ticking for families everywhere.
Time running out, you didn't know whether you're going to get the call or not. We did have a couple of false calls.
Families waiting for a transplant, waiting for more time.
An excitement to say I got that call. They have a match for me.
Barry Eastep received a liver transplant in 2018 after waiting nearly 2 years.
I'm like, you're kidding, really? And then I just blew up my phone calling all the family, telling them, yes, this is it. We're going to have a chance at life again.
2 years spent thinking they may have been his last, until he received the call that fall that a match was available to give him more.
Around for my friends, you know, more importantly, my family, my kids, plus get to see my grandkids a little longer.
He has since tried to hold tight to every moment and appreciate the weight of what he was given.
Hopefully several more years. You know, you never know. We have no promise of tomorrow.
Because though one life ended before his could keep going,
that loved one is gone, but part of them is still living. They're living on.
He hopes to use his second chance as a way to show everyone how impactful it is.
You're given one of the most precious gifts that they're on the face of this earth, if you can give somebody life. And they, you know, they did. They did for me. And I hope one day that I'll be able to thank them.
To give a gift that could never be repaid. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The Easteps say sharing the story of how a donor saved their life is something that will never get old. They both became organ donors as well and hope to keep advocating to inform more people what it means to be part of that process. Officials at UK Hospital also highlighted the importance of organ donors today. Working with the Kentucky Organ Donor Team, they raised a flag to commemorate National Donate Life Month and call on more people to consider becoming organ donors. Right now, there are around 106,000 patients waiting for the gift of life.
The only way that they can survive and live another day is if we all agree to sign on the back of our driver's license and become organ donors.
Donate Life Kentucky reports that one organ donor can save up to 8 lives. Clay County will receive more than $30 million to complete nearly a dozen road and infrastructure projects. The grants are part of House Bill 242, which provides more than $2.9 billion for the maintenance and construction of state roads during the next 2 years. Clay County's funding will go towards projects such as guardrail construction on Kentucky 11 and a new pedestrian bridge in Manchester. Drivers planning to use Kentucky 846 in OWSLEY County tomorrow may want to seek an alternate route. The road is expected to be closed from 8 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. near mile point 1.2 so crews can replace a drainage structure. The project location is around 0.3 miles east of the Kentucky 1503 intersection. Roadwork may be canceled or postponed depending on the weather. Transportation officials say less than 125 cars use this portion each day. Kentucky State Police is getting ready to start their Cover the Cruiser fundraising during the last week of April. KSP will park cruisers at various locations and encourage Kentuckians to donate money in exchange for placing a custom Special Olympics Kentucky sticker on the car. The event began in 2020 when the annual Special Olympics law enforcement torch run was canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. The SOKY president and CEO Trish Mazzoni announced that the annual Summer Games will occur this summer at Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond. If you find yourself in downtown Hazard and you need Wi-Fi, well, it's now available for free at the Triangle and the Perry County Farmers Market. The service was made possible through a USDA Rural Business Development grant in partnership with Envision Hazard, Save the Children, and the Perry County Public Library. Leaders tell us this is a great opportunity for farmers who use the market along with other community members.
We live in a rural area, so it's hard for a lot of people to get internet service. So by providing it free and a nice place for them to come and use it in a covered location, they can come down and use it for businesses, for schoolwork.
The library is also offering Wi-Fi printing thanks to Save the Children and the library. The Wi-Fi service will be funded for more than 3 years. Goats now have their own celebration month in Kentucky. Commissioner of Agriculture Dr. Ryan Quarles signed a proclamation declaring April as Goat Month in Kentucky today. Kentucky is home to more than 60,000 goats, which makes the Commonwealth 7th in the nation. Since the late 1990s, the goat production in Kentucky has increased by 500%, with more than 4,000 farmers having goats on their farms. The goat industry accounts for more than $4 million in revenue for Kentucky agriculture. ZZ Top is coming to Eastern Kentucky. The legendary band will be in concert Sunday, August 28th at the Appalachian Wireless Arena in Pikeville. The concert is scheduled to be at 7 p.m. Tickets go on sale April 22nd at 10 a.m.
Well, warmer air is on the way back into the mountains as we cross into the second half of April. I've got the latest details coming up next.
And a Breathitt County High School student is chosen as a delegate in a nationwide youth summit on the environment in Washington, D.C.
WYMT News app offers